Hello and welcome to the first ever WhiskAYE Podcast, featuring myself, Josh, and my friend Dave, who will
Hello.
now introduce you to the theme of this week's tastings.
Yep. So today is the Dram Team's November box, which is myth-busting blends. So the quote for this is, in this box we explore a sextet of myth-busting blends, each demonstrating in its own unique way that whiskey doesn't have to be a single malt to be superlative, which, if anyone had the previous box of this, they'll know that sometimes single malt is not the best.
You and that polish.
Polished whiskey.
As you'll see in our upcoming blog.
Yep.
If you follow us.
Yep.
Okay, so the first one is the Douglas Lang King of Scots. So the spiel for this is first created in 1886. Only the closest members of Douglas Lang's family-owned business know the particulars of this blend recipe. A mix of rich and sweet aged grains with a higher proportion than usual of malt whiskies, matured in both Oloroso sherry butts and first fill bourbon casks, hand-selected by Fred Lang himself. Presumably Fred is the chief Lang.
Maybe he's like Fred Douglas rather than Frederick.
You reckon he's been kicking around since 1886?
Yep.
Doing all right for himself.
Yeah.
That's whiskey. It's water of life, isn't it?
Yep.
So these are the serious bits that we obviously will follow along with. So the nose is honey, ginger, and spice, followed by fresh citrus with just a hint of licorice. The palate is a sweetness of ripe fruit and luscious toffee, not normal toffee, luscious toffee, complemented by clean vanilla.
Vanilla and toffee often go together.
Yep. Not just any vanilla, clean vanilla, and finish is beautifully balanced. Now with lighter vanilla, but more sweet spices.
So we've got clean and lighter vanilla.
Yeah, it starts off clean, apparently.
Yeah.
And then it gets
clean vanilla heavy?
Or dirty.
Yeah.
Light vanilla is dirty. I don't know.
Must be.
Like a martini.
Yeah.
What is a dirty martini?
I don't know. It's a woman's drink. Sorry, MXHR, as they say.
That's this blog not catching on with the Generation Z.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll do some nihilism later on and they'll love it.
They are big on the nihilism, kids today.
I'm quite looking forward to this though, because Oloroso sherry usually gives a decent flavour.
We do like his sherry ones, and yeah, I mean, if he's been hanging on to the recipe since 1886, it must be pretty decent.
Also, Douglas Lang is not done in whatever they were called from last week, who clearly don't know what they're doing with 23-year-old whiskey.
Oh, the Glenkeith one.
Yeah.
Some people like the taste of polish, I'm sure.
Yeah. Damn Keith.
Ruining everything. With
it's an in-joke for everyone, which you'll probably get to know
as we continue
from the blog or from this.
Okay, so
I pour myself some.
So the nose is supposedly honey, ginger, and spice with I can't say fresh citrus for the life of me. Fresh citrus and a hint of licorice, just a hint of licorice.
Okay. Is that like slightly aniseedy, or is it like more of a dib-dabs kind of licorice?
That's a good question.
We'll
I don't really get the licorice. I just get spice, maybe a bit of ginger.
Yeah, it's got that sort of I'm trying to think. It's like cinnamony kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like Christmas spices.
Yeah, we always fall back on that one.
Yeah.
Because sherry is always Christmas.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
All right, so let's see if we get the toffee and the vanilla then.
Do you think anyone's cottoned on to the fact that we're amateurs and not experts yet?
At the whiskey drinking or the podcasting?
Both, but I'd say I'm an expert at whiskey drinking.
We're pretty good at talking.
Yeah.
The fact that it's being recorded, it's a little awkward, but we're getting there.
I talk a lot.
Yeah, you do.
One of my teachers at school's biggest complaints.
I've had to tell off someone today for talking too much. I've become the teacher.
Well, that's quite nice.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I must admit, I get the sweetness.
Yeah.
I'm still not very good at picking out individual flavours.
I noticed the sort of toffee flavour.
like I get sweetness, but it wouldn't necessarily have to be toffee. It could just be not chocolate, but something else.
Caramac.
Yeah, it could be carrot. Well, yeah, it could be caramel.
Basically toffee, but yeah.
Yeah, I
But
I don't even know what caramac is. I just figured it was like caramel.
Oh, it's that Caramac is. Have you ever had a McVitie's Gold Bar?
Yeah.
The stuff that they're coated in is Caramac.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. It's like halfway between a white chocolate and a toffee or something like that. I think caramel. It's just sugar.
I get the sweetness, and I get like the spice at the end, but I don't really get fruit.
No. I mean, should have probably brought this up before we started, but my taste has been a little bit strange since my tooth broke today. But it's broadly correct. So I don't get the fruits though, no.
I haven't eaten a whole onion today. I have eaten half an onion, but it's not it's not knocked me off as much as I was more aware of it this time.
Yeah.
So for the notes, I'm going to put sweetness comes through from the start, spice developing.
For anyone listening, we're taking notes because sometimes these whiskies are quite expensive and we might run out of ideas for the blog, so need to remember them.
Yeah, exactly. For future generations.
Yeah.
It's a treasure trove.
The book is getting pretty full.
It is. I'm going to have to buy some more paper for it.
Oh, that's good.
Anything to add? So I've got sweetness comes through from the start with spice developing. Toffee flavors. I'll develop. I'll have to think of a different word there because I'm repeating myself.
We can edit that later.
I'll just put very nice.
Yeah.
That's about as good as we get. Okay,
a classic definition of whiskey. Yes, this whiskey is very nice.
Yeah, I mean that's the ones I buy.
Has a good finish and a nice nose.
Yeah, we didn't get a body. Normally we're good at a body. That was quite narrow.
Yeah, I definitely feel it more on like the tongue.
It wasn't heavily sherried.
Yeah, but I would say it is well balanced. It's definitely good.
Yeah.
Not like full, like we would say, but
no, not like a bourbon.
It's not all the way to like a bourbon cask or all the way to a sherry cask. It is definitely down the middle.
Yeah. If a sherry cask is what we call a wide mouth feel and a bourbon is a narrow, this is a nice.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they mean by well balanced.
Maybe that's what they mean by blend.
Well,
it's not.
As
you
your
can see in my
blog said, will say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Unless you work for the Ministry of Defence, in which case it's available on internal
on Defence Connect.
Yeah.
All good retailers.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully not. Off to the HR office again.
Yep.
So, what score would you give this on our flawless 5-point?
This is probably quite high. This is maybe like a 4.
I'd give it a 4.
I mean,
any final comments?
Just I'll need to think. I usually have more thinking time when we don't have to speak.
Personally.
Sorry, I missed that. It cut out a second.
I would say that it's the best blend I've had.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But then the problem is this is a box of blends, so that could quite quickly become all of them.
Yeah, forget about these being blends. I'd say I don't really want to say a good start for the blend box. Just
we can come back if you want.
We can just put down that I liked my just balanced comment, but
okay. Yeah, we can put that very well balanced.
Yeah,
and I'll just take that out the general notes.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to talk us through the next one, I believe.
Yeah, this is a Nika blended whiskey. No fancy names for this one. Not the King of Scots.
Japan. For those of you unfamiliar, Nika is a Japanese distillery.
Yes. Well, imagine if they're calling them blends, they probably have more than one distillery, or maybe they just borrow from others. But we'll find out.
That's a good point, actually, because I was looking at the Shintari or whatever. You'd have to forgive my pronunciation.
The Shintano Popo or whatever it
No,
was.
no, there's like a brand called Shintari, but they actually own like 4. It's kind of like a Chivas, I guess.
All right.
So they own like 4 distilleries, but it seems that in Japan the theme is that they don't name it after the distillery; they name it after.
Oh, the owner.
Yeah.
So like
the group.
Aberlour would be a Chivas Regal Aberlour or something.
Yeah, like they used to do with Glenlivet, was it? Where they used to stick it on the end every time.
Yeah.
Okay. Aberlour Glenlivet.
Yep. Right.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
That's fine. So the Nika blended whiskey. This understated dram wonderfully showcases the skills of Nika's blenders and is a fantastic entry point to classic Japanese whiskey.
Christ, it's got a hell of a description for the nose, hasn't it?
That's just the blurb at the start. It's got its own little bit. So, nose is fresh and spring-like, extremely fruity. It evokes a fruit basket with grape, apples, and pears. Subtle underlying notes of vanilla and coconut open up to chocolate, almond paste, and praline. A touch of malted barley emerges, giving way to floral scents, lily, frangipani flowers, and a hint of musk.
Christ.
Yeah, it's quite a long. There's a lot of words on this card. The palate is incredibly smooth. Pear and almond cake dominate the palate. Mandarin citrus fruit briefly appears before giving way to malted barley notes without ever developing any bitterness. A slightly unripe pear note brings freshness. I would have said unripe pears probably are bitter, but...
And unripe pears fresh. Surely fresh is ripe.
True. We should write in and immediately get banned from getting this Dram Team box ever again.
How dare you use these words?
Yeah. And then finally for the finish, it says a very clean finish, oscillates between barley and fruit aromas, leaving the palate fresh and available. And I was really worried that my palate was going to become, engaged.
I mean, after eating a whole onion, your palate does become unavailable.
Is that what you had for dinner?
Just an onion.
Just an onion.
I'm not
I have
Shrek.
a funny story about just an onion, but it's probably not for the podcast. It's quite a detour, and
your stories do take a while sometimes.
Yeah, and then often I lose track and doesn't become as funny as it was when I was there.
Once we've become cult personalities,
yeah,
maybe people will request the onion story.
Just an onion will be memed.
Hashtag just an onion.
Yeah.
That hurts me that I've used the word hashtag there. All right.
Honestly, all of my friends from when I was about 20 to 21, if you say just an onion to them, they will burst out laughing. So,
kind of like, well, quite a few things, I suppose.
Yeah. This was
I kind of get the fresh and spring comment. I get that.
As I was reading, I haven't yet poured, but here we go.
It is quite a fruity smell. Oh, nose, sorry.
Smell, nose, what's the difference?
One's fancy.
Yeah.
And
potato.
We had nothing if not fancy. I mean, we sat here with like fancy whiskies.
I have a Glenfiddich IPA glass. You've probably got.
I've got my Glenfiddich tumbler for the water, my Macallan tumbler to pour the wash water out in, and then my Glencairn glass for tasting, because I am super fancy.
Or a fanboy.
Of which?
Whiskey.
Oh, right, okay. I are guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Unless it's got peat in it, or glue.
Or Mr. Sheen.
First ever whiskey in aerosol form.
Remember when our friend sent you that photo of the Tesco whiskey?
Yeah.
I honestly think I would prefer to drink that.
Yes. Yeah, at least for the taste of anything.
Yeah. Or if anything, the polished flavour would be muted.
So did you get the fruitiness then through the nose, Dave?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It actually has quite a sort of strong alcohol smell to it, since we're not fancy, for only being 40%. It's definitely it has a very strong effect.
Okay, I just had a taste. It's a wider one.
Oh, that's good.
It
It's
does
quite dark, so we didn't do colour on the last one, but they're both very
whiskey
like golden.
coloured.
Yeah, like the whiskey coloured. Yeah, but more to the sherried colour than the.
Yeah, they're not pale ones. They're not. They're all quite a bit gold. Oh, they get a little bit paler as we go through.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Definitely not like Glenmorangie 3-year-old or whatever it is. The
but then they're not
basic.
like Abuna, which is like deep red.
No, but have you
So
had the cheap supermarket Glenmorangie?
No,
It might as well just call itself bourbon.
my starter whiskey was Bell's.
Oh,
I know.
I mean, even Grouse is better than Bell's.
Well, I had Bell's as well, Bell's or Southern Comfort, because Southern Comfort's.
Oh, Bell's and Coke, classic teenager drink.
Yeah, and then I mean, teenager wise, I was drinking pints. I wasn't.
Oh, of course.
Or White Star cider.
Oh, but if you can get your hands on a spirit, you'll just drink it straight. Usually, actually.
I don't remember drinking much spirits.
I mean, when I say teenager, I obviously mean 18 and 19 years old, because I would never engage in criminal activities.
Certainly weren't pubs you could go to in my hometown that would serve you underage, obviously.
Yeah, certainly. I wasn't a tall young man who knew people who were of age anyway, who were regulars, and would just go in with them or nothing like that.
No, or your friends' dads who'd get you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, I don't remember drinking much spirits when I was younger, and then I had a couple, like Jack Daniels was quite the cool drink, Jack and Coke, so I had a few of those.
See, Jack and Coke was never seemed cool to me, even though it's the rock and roll drink, because that's what my mum drinks. So
all right, fair enough.
It's a mum drink to me.
Like I say, I didn't find it cool because I've always been against mixing alcohol with something so you can't taste it. Because then what's the point? Personally,
to get really drunk.
Yeah, I know, but and so the first whiskey I'd say that was a decent one that I had was when we went to our contortion.
Yeah. See, I sorted you out. You came to visit me, and then
yeah, it was
started the journey.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, should we get back to the whiskey we're drinking now?
Yeah, we probably should.
After
I've almost drank all of the glass that I poured, and I haven't mentioned what it tastes like yet. So
I can't remember. Give me a sec.
It's going to be tricky for me because the only time I ever eat pear is when it's in a fruit salad, because I don't like the texture.
Well, it says it's like a fruit salad, doesn't
it? It said.
I get the fruit and I get the malt. I definitely get those two things.
Yeah, to be fair, it doesn't say it's like a fruit salad, but the amount of things it mentions which go in a fruit salad, which are in it, it's basically a fruit salad.
I get the sweetness to begin with, then the malt comes through. I don't really get a citrus. And I certainly don't get a slightly unripe pear note, but I've never eaten an unripe pear because I'm not an idiot.
Again, that comes under never eating pears.
Well, I mean, I've eaten pears, but I haven't.
I know, but for me, I can't
eaten a pear.
Well, I have, but I didn't. I probably spat it out because the texture. You know what I'm like with.
They're just not very good apples, to be honest. Pears.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a dry apple.
Yeah.
If I was going to have dry apple, I'd have it
dry apple cider. Like avocado is like it's not ripe, it's ripe, and now it's gone off.
Yeah.
I feel like pears are even worse. But anyway, so for the notes for posterity, I've got fruit to begin with, malt coming through later, very smooth, wide mouth feel. It handles its alcohol well. It's only 5%, I suppose. But neither of them have had a burn to them.
No. It's been mellow.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call them mellow.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean more on the...
I call them smooth.
Yeah, that's probably a better word. I was meaning mellow in their attack on my...
Yeah, you can still feel a bit alcohol. It's just handled well.
Because I've obviously got a bit of a cough just now, trying to muffle it whenever it comes up. But
yeah, if you're going to die quietly and all that.
Yeah.
What do you like? What would your score be then?
Oh, it's really good again. be up for going with the 4 again, I think.
I think I'd give this one a 4, to be honest. Which is weird because I wouldn't say I liked it as much as the first one, but 3.5 seems a bit low.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. If it was a percentage scale, we'd be able to fill the gaps.
Are we going to start giving them point over the point? I've gone back and just to let you know,
I'm already
my
disappointed
King
in
of
us.
Scots to 4.5.
All right, I'm just keeping them both at a 4.
Okay. Would you have any comments to add to your? Do I have to record that?
Sorry, I was trying to die
That's all right.
quietly, but did pull my microphone away, but it didn't really work.
I understand.
I'm struggling with these comments today. I'd probably.
Go on, sorry.
On you go.
I was going to say you were saying they were mellow, so maybe your comment would be smooth.
Yeah, I'll have that.
I'm going to just put very good. I'll be boring.
I've just looked through what we have coming up, and I can tell that you are going to love one of them.
Just one say peaty or something like that on it.
It says Ardbeg on
I
it.
thought one had an Ardbeg in it, yeah. I thought I remembered one was peaty. There's that teaspooned one as well, isn't there, coming up at some point?
I think so. You can talk about that if it's you. I'll talk about it if it's me. It's me.
All right. It's you, is it?
Yeah.
All right, so are you ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is the Boutique Whiskey Company Blend Number 4, Batch 1, aged 6.
I thought it was Timorous Beastie.
Huh? Oh, have I got my cards fixed up, have I?
You have.
Yep, it's my bad.
You should know this because you're talking about it and you're only talking about Douglas Lang whiskey.
I am only talking about apologies, listeners. Not you, Dave. Apologies. I got that one wrong. That's kind of giving away what they are going to be talking about next, really.
Well, not really, because the Boutique Whiskey don't really give away anything with their names.
True, it was just a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so as has been mentioned, I'll get the right one. Mine is the Douglas Lang Timorous Beastie, which is an 18-year-old.
Yep.
Or at least at least the.
Sorry for the crude humour, people.
I'm going to say you're knocking on a bit for that one. At least the minimum age is 18 years. So it being a blend, there could be something older in there.
Minimum age 18 years. They should. Yeah.
Are we going to continue down that path? Are we? I feel like that's a bad path to tread.
Yeah, it's a well trodden path. Reminds me, there's that quote from that Woody Harrelson film where he's like, "That's why I love college girls. I keep getting older; they stay the same age," or something like that.
If we start getting like Me Too campaigners coming after us.
Oh no, I don't agree with it. I just think,
Mine, at least that gets notoriety.
Yeah, that's how you get big people who get notorious, but not criminal, just kind of seedy.
There's a lot of famous people out there that are famous because people like to hate them.
Oh, not even including them. There's a lot of famous people out there who are famous because they did the horrible thing and then rode off the back of it.
Yeah, true. Right, okay. So, Douglas Lang, Timorous Beastie, aged 18 years. Here is the description. This limited edition older sibling of the popular Highland blend is named from the opening line of Robert Burns' poem, To a Mouse. We sleek it, cowren, timorous beastie. You'll have to forgive me, it's
yeah,
Scottish
probably would have been
slang.
better if I said that bit, but I...
Yeah, but you got to hear an Englishman struggle desperately with a Robert Burns poem. Rumoured to be a vatting of whiskies from Blair Athol, Dalmore, Glengoyne and Glengarioch, this wee Highland beastie is far from timorous. So I'm guessing timorous is shy?
Yes.
Right. Nose. Gently spiced, initially on the nose, warming to honey, vanilla and juicy barley. The palate is honey, vanilla and barley, all are similarly apparent on the intricate palate, plus a late layer of macerated dark fruit. Macerated is like shredded, isn't it?
Yeah, usually when they have like a palate, when they have tasting notes that say macerated dark fruit, it tastes a bit like Christmas cake.
Oh, I like Christmas cake ones. The finish shows cough drop spices, more of those dulcet flavours replicated from the palate, running to a bone-dry finale.
Dry.
Well, I like dry alcohol, like dry cider.
Not a big cider fan. But now, to be fair, you live in Bristol, so you're not allowed to not be.
I mean, I don't drink a lot of cider because it's a summer drink, and I live in Britain, so we don't get a lot of that. But
To be fair, I did when
global warming has been helping us out.
The one time I've ever drank cider is probably, properly would be when I was in a beer garden, which is ironic because it's not a cider garden, but
But if you're in the sun, beer. I mean, I love beer. Don't get me wrong, but when you sat outside, you want to be having a cider.
Yeah, because otherwise you have to probably drink lager, and it gets a bit samey after a while.
Yeah, I mean, I am a bit of a lager lout. That's what I grew up with. And I do like my European beers that most people would probably call lagers, but yeah, getting a hold of them is not that easy.
Oh yeah, well, I was more thinking in England it's basically Carling, right? And
down here
in Scotland it's Tennent's, which is clearly better than Carling, but not by a long way.
Yeah, to be fair, they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah, Stella,
where I'm from, that's where it used to be. Good old wife beer.
Oh, so you from what part of Belgium are you from?
Stella Artois, famously enjoyed in Belgium.
Yeah.
Definitely not like an export only.
It's Belgian though, so
somehow I would say it is.
If it's made in Belgium, it's Belgian, isn't it?
It's not made in Belgium.
If it was thought up in Belgium,
Belgian, that's it. It was invented in Belgium, supposedly. Stella Tortoise, yeah.
So sort of like how Foster's. Most people in Australia have never heard of it.
Yeah,
because they drink Castlemaine or VB.
I'm gonna say they still drink crap though, don't they?
Yeah, but different crap. Well, VB's all right, to be fair.
Foster's is like the worst of the lagers.
Yeah, that's why it's always in like when you go in a dive bar.
Yeah. If you're in a bar where you're worried for your life, you can probably get a pint of Foster.
Yeah. Or a walkabout. So that's when you should be worried about the direction your life is headed.
Well, once you've hit rock bottom, there's only ways up. All right, so the nose.
Or you could get a jackhammer out and just keep going.
Yeah. The nose is apparently honey, vanilla, and juicy barley.
I don't know what juicy barley smells like.
I figure just like barley.
But it's juicy.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to make it sound nice. I get a bit of vanilla, maybe.
Yeah. I sort of get. It smells a bit like.
Yeah, I get the Christmas.
I was going to say something really, really stupid there. I'd say it smells a bit like distilleries.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though.
But I was more thinking when we were in Speyside, like most of the place is just covered in barley.
Yeah, so, I know what you mean. Yeah. I understood. Don't you worry.
I'm going to taste it a little bit.
Yeah, I just had a tasting. I do get the Christmas cakey bit. I don't really get the honey, vanilla, or the barley, to be honest. But I do get the Christmas cake. It's quite spicy.
Yes. Again, back to those Christmas spices.
Yeah. So I'm going to put quite spicy Christmas cake flavours. It's definitely a warming one, that one.
Yeah, tingles on the lips.
Tingles on. Well, I have to avoid the lips because my lips are ruined at the moment. So.
All right. Well, I'm struggling not to because I have a hole where my tooth is. So, like, if I
where your tooth was?
My tooth. Well, part of my tooth's still there, but
yeah. You have to learn how to fight better, ain't you?
I probably would have helped, but I still think I would have struggled.
Just start carrying a gun. That'd probably help.
Well, that's how they do it in America, isn't it? That's why nobody gets their head kicked in. They all just get murdered.
You know what? The only thing that can stop a bad man with a gun.
Good
man. Okay. yeah. I'll probably do it.
Well, it's basically what they're saying, isn't it? Like, if there's a bad man with a gun, you should murder him.
Yeah, which then does kind of, raise questions about why do we need a police force?
Yeah. Also, are you a good man with a gun if you shoot someone just because in your opinion, they are a bad man with a gun?
You say, at what point do they become a bad man? Like, if your neighbour's a real prat.
If he stabs a kid's football, if he
shoots
it, is he then a bad man with a gun? and you can...
What if he stabs it, but he's got a gun?
Yeah.
He's still blowing away.
He's actively participating in open carry laws.
You
the
just
gun.
know that he owns one.
Oh, he just owns one.
Yeah, he's a bad man with a gun. He hasn't got it currently.
Like he's in the bank and he's just swore at the teller, but know at home he has a gun.
Yeah, and his home is within like a 3-mile radius, so he could feasibly jog back and get it.
Yeah. So you exercise your right to minority report him.
Second Amendment?
Well, yeah, but minority report, isn't it? It's pre-cog.
Pre-crime.
Yeah.
Pre-crime, yeah. Yeah. Well, what you meant to do, wait for him to come back and start shooting things up.
Well, exactly.
You got Second Amendment is right to bear arms. I thought it was.
Yeah.
First Amendment is free speech, I think.
Yeah, and the freedom of expression or something like that.
Which is ironic because at the moment they seem to be eroding that quite a lot.
Yeah, you're not allowed to speak freely.
But you are allowed to shoot freely.
Yeah.
Unless you're a bad man.
Yeah. Well, then you're not allowed to shoot. So a good man can shoot.
Yeah, but if you're a bad man without a gun.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Oh. It's just all grey areas. This is what happens when you have a legal system that's based on, precedent rather than actually having laws.
Yeah. Should have stayed with us, really.
Canada does all right. They even spell whiskey correctly.
Because they're all good men. And women. Damn, I did that thing. They're all good people.
Yeah. Oh, that James Acaster sketch is...
I was aware. I would like to point out I was aware of what I did.
Yeah.
And I
that
apologize.
James Acaster sketch is just the best.
I apologize. Women are just as capable of being evil murderers.
Yeah, evil murderers.
As men.
I mean, statistically not, but
maybe they're just better at not getting caught.
Well, didn't want to add that, but
blokes do like to brag.
Yeah. Also, maybe like most of the serial killers have their Myra Hindley, but they're just better at keeping quiet about it.
Dark real fast.
Yeah. Well,
so after political discourse and Myra Hindley,
yeah,
of all things, yeah. I'm gonna have another taste of my whiskey if that's all right.
Yeah. I could have went like more controversial, but I figured I'd keep the podcast
keeping it light.
Yeah. Let's keep the podcast above the level where most of the memes I see are.
I'm just trying not to swear, to be honest. This is difficult for me when I'm a few whiskeys in now.
Yeah, it does get tricky. I mean, my natural flow is to swear every other word, so...
Yeah, exactly. But, them kids...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they were teaching about whiskey.
When you have a blog related to a subject which, of course, will only ever be enjoyed by people over the age of 18, you should definitely keep it family friendly.
Well, we're not wanting to drive up... there's people out there who don't like swearing.
True.
My mum, for example, does not like swearing at all. And, she might end up listening to this to be proud of her son and then come after me.
Have some way to try, right?
Come after me. And she might think I've got a gun and then...
Kill you. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, she can't kill you.
Why
the
not?
only thing that can stop... Yeah, but she's not a good man.
Oh, yeah.
You've not seen Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Because that obviously means exactly, no man can kill me literally only means men, not women. So, good man has to be a man, apparently.
Yeah.
How do you stop a bad woman with a gun? Who knows? Nobody's came up with a saying for that.
So the Witch King was stopped by pedantry then?
Yeah. He was like, I agree.
Technically correct.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Bureaucrats would have had a field day. Right, what kind of flavours are we getting from this one? I've got quite spicy, Christmas cake flavours, warming, and tingles on the lip. So out of our 4 flavour descriptions, 3 are not technically flavours.
It's not just flavour. It's the palate is not just about flavour in my opinion.
It's experience.
Yes.
I'm all right with that. So, I don't know what I was going to call you then, but I'll not. Okay. What score would you give it? So Myra.
Getting a bit boring if I just keep saying 4. But it's...
I mean, if they're all 4 out of 5,
it's basically a 4 out of 5 again.
I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's very nice. This is worried to me because this is shaping up to be our best box and it's blends.
Well, you say that, right? But I think, controversial opinion, that if you're blending from any selection, from a selection of any whiskies, well, any Scotch, because they do call, apart from the Nicker, I'm pretty sure they all call themselves Scotch.
I believe they are all Scotch except the Nicker, yes.
But, you know, if you can blend from any whiskey distilled in Scotland rather than from one place, you have a better chance of making, you know, obviously.
But they don't give the good stuff for blends, do they?
True. But, I feel like maybe like Douglas Lang and that have got quite a bit of sway.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, we'll see, because we've had a Douglas Lang and two Douglas Langs and a Nicker. So those three have got sway, you'd say.
Well, Nicker have sway with their own distilleries, obviously.
Yeah, those two have got access to whichever they want, basically. Yeah. But the boutique whiskey company is a newer one, so less sway, so we'll see.
And we will see from looking that it is slightly paler to begin with.
Yeah.
Which means probably less sherried.
Okay, so we're on to the boutique whiskey company one then, yes?
Oh, did we do final notes on that last one?
Do you have any final notes to add? Other than 4 out of 5?
I was just going to say that it had, for me, it was quite a full mouth feel.
Full mouth feel, okay. I shall add that. All right, run us through the one that I was almost going to mistakenly introduce earlier.
2 seconds, I'm just getting a drink of water.
Okie.
Trying to keep my throat from getting dry and making me cough again mid-sentence.
Yeah, it sounds like you're struggling a little bit, but you're soldiering on.
Yeah.
I like some epoxy stuff in there.
Also, just before we go, I was going to say to the previous conversation, like back and forth we had there, when you say that they don't give the good stuff away, if it doesn't fit their flavor profiles, like if their master distiller, a master blender, doesn't need it to make their main things, who's to say they wouldn't, for a price, give it to...
Yeah, I suppose they'd have to wait up between that and aging it further.
Yeah,
like if they've got a good single malt, but it doesn't fit their flavour profiles at the moment for whatever they're making.
Yeah. You might well leave it in a barrel.
Well, it depends as well, doesn't it? Because like Douglas Lang and that, they only do 1 or 2 casks. So they're not asking for the whole run from that year. Yeah,
they're just saying, have you got anything cutting about that you're not after?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, a couple of casks spare.
Coin a phrase.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how Douglas himself, who we've previously established is still alive despite being about 140.
Aye.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I suppose we should move on. So we've got that boutique Whiskey Co., who are an independent bottler. Blend number 4, batch 1, aged 6 years. As usual, the boutique Whiskey Co. giving away nothing in the name. The this Mythbuster is a teaspoon blend. So here we go, which is consisting almost exclusively of one single malt from a recently built Scottish distillery in this case, with a minuscule amount of another single malt added. Teaspooning is practiced by some of the more protective whiskey producers to prevent unwanted resale of their spare cask under a different brand name. I see, so they chuck in a little bit.
Yeah, they give their casks to a boutique whiskey company or something, and they use them in a blend.
Yeah.
Rather than giving them to a big brand.
Yeah, so they'll give a 1 barrel or whatever over, and it'll get teaspooned into a whole load of other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. The nose... on you go.
I was just going to say that I am slightly concerned because it says a recently built Scottish distillery. Yes. And from your latest blog, I learned that a recently built Scottish distillery is Glenkeith.
It's not really that recent.
It's recent for a distillery.
Yeah, but it was like the first of the new batch. So I would say if they're talking about a recent one now, we're probably talking the last 20 years anyway.
Well, hopefully, because Keith ruins everything.
He does.
Sorry, Keith.
Driving about, murdering sheep or something. I can't remember exactly what the...
Putting Mr. Sheen into whiskey.
That's his most heinous crime. The murder comes second.
Is it murder? Right. We'll discuss if it's murder, if it's sheep, once you've got through the tasting notes. I apologise, I shouldn't have interrupted.
I'm from Aberdeen, so some people are quite into their sheep. Nose.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. The nose, I thought we were keeping this family friendly.
It is family friendly. That's a highbrow joke, that.
Yeah. Okay. Nose for this whiskey is sourdough bread mixed. Nope.
It's
Sourdough bread
itself,
mix and waxy floral notes. So, is bread mix pre-water? Is it flour?
I guess from this I get it to be like a ready pack, so it'd have the yeast and the flour and all the dry goods.
Okay. Sourdough bread mix and waxy floral notes. It's a little herbal vegetal at first, damp grass, but sweetens. They've put a typo on this card again, 2 weeks in a row, with time-giving butterscotch, hints of cinnamon too. The palate is cream soda, dessert wine grapes, and some Bramley apple tartness with a hot peppery kick, and then sweetening with vanilla buttercream, and it finishes sweetened chocolate malt with a hint of barrel char, so might be a little bit smoky.
Yeah,
the back end, but we'll see.
So, bread. I mean, I've never had sourdough bread mix. I've had sourdough bread, but I don't think I've ever smelt the bread mix.
You don't tend to hang around.
Oh no, I get the. That's definitely a very bready smell, though.
Now you see, often I don't get along with the breadier smell in whiskies.
But you see what I mean? Though that is definitely a very bready smell in it.
Just pouring it.
Christ. Ooh.
Yeah, it does smell.
Yeah, definitely.
Smells like a bakery.
Yeah.
But like, not in the morning when they've just cooked everything.
No.
Later on when it's
like going into Co-op to get your cheap buns because they've got to get rid of them before the next day.
Yeah, that sort of.
There's a life hack.
Get your Scottish morning rolls in the evening.
Well,
for the next
morning rolls the next morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get more spiciness.
Is this still nose or are we on palate?
No, I had a bit. My problem with spiciness is it tends to just overpower all the other flavours, and then you just can't remember what else there is.
Mm.
But there was something else before. I get the peppery kick. I'm
getting the cream soda.
See, I've never had cream soda, so I can't comment.
That's interesting. I suppose being English, you don't get treated to the gamut of 29p, now 39p bars cans.
No, don't even know what you're talking about.
You know bars, they make iron brew.
Do they? Right, okay.
Well, they also have like a whole load of other drinks, which were always used to be 29p for a can, but recently have been changed to 39. Well, I'd say recently.
Mate, I'm from Yorkshire. I drank tea from like the cradle. I've never had like soft drinks or whatever they're called. Council Pop was my best.
Mm. And the water in Sheffield, I imagine, is terrible.
Not from Sheffield.
You're not from Sheffield. You went to uni.
Not from Sheffield.
Basically the same thing.
All right, my Irish friend.
Okay. I mean, at least we have like different technically languages.
You ever heard anyone from Sheffield? Yeah, listen to Andy when he talks. Sounds not like me.
To be fair, just all sound English to me.
How dare you?
That was an unfair.
That was a low blow.
Joke. Yeah.
I do not sound like a southerner.
But yeah, yeah. But all like Yorkshire, do they? No, it's not fair. Quite a few places have good water up there.
Yeah, we've got pretty good water. That's why I make good beer.
Yeah. It's not like the northeast. Their water's really hard.
It's the same down here. Crap water.
And London. When I lived in London, that water was literally the worst. It's the only time in my life that I've actually had to buy a Brita filter.
Wow. You know it's bad when the Scottish person's got to buy something.
Yeah, no. I tried straining it through my socks, but just...
Then you had wet socks for the rest of the day.
Yeah. The water was fine, but
yeah.
I've only got one pair of socks.
Just walking around miserable with your wet socks.
Made me feel more at home.
It always just reminds me of that Monty Python Yorkshire sketch where the last one I think is basically they're all mocking each other where they used to live, saying it's luxury, and then the last one's like, "You used to live in a street, luxury. We had to live in a lake," and it always makes you question why you'd live in a lake.
Like, we're folk.
Yeah, but why would you ever live in a lake? Like, if you were human, just live next to the lake.
Yeah. But the land next to the lake, that's expensive. The land under the lake, that's where the
I think if they treaded water or just held the breath. Trod water, or held the breath.
Treated.
Yeah, that's obviously what it is.
Are you looking up the past participle of tread?
I am not. I'm going to stick with trod.
Okay. Trodden.
Yeah, so I put fruit sweetness, rapidly overpowered by pepper spiciness, definite bread smell.
Yep.
And again, a lingering finish.
Yes. I'm going to say it also it hits quite hard and quite high in the palate.
Okay, well, we'll put that as your comment.
Yeah.
What score would you give it? Is this another 4 out of 5?
No, this one's going down.
3.5?
Probably a 2.5 actually. I did say though I don't really get along with bready ones.
Yeah. Hits hard and high in the palate.
I honestly think I put bready ones lower down than like moderately peaty ones.
I'm going to put 3.5. I did not mind that. It wasn't as nice as the previous 3, but I did not mind that at all. It might be an interesting exercise we're already up to 47 minutes. But if we've got a little bit of time, it might be worth looking at the prices.
Yeah. We do normally take into account price, apart from when we're reviewing a Dram Team box, because it always costs the same for these 6.
Even when one tastes like polish.
The one that's meant to be the good one tastes like polish. That was basically daylight robbery. Yeah,
the 10 mils, but the one you look forward to because it's a special one. So I'm hoping it's not another one.
To be fair, this one doesn't have any tasting notes, so at least it can't forewarn me that I've wasted my money on polish.
Yeah, it's not the best sign when one of the
palette, glue, and furniture polish. What?
Yeah, is that the best you could come up with?
It was very accurate, to be fair. So
it was. Okay, here we go. Then the one you've been looking forward to me trying because it's got an Ardbeg in it.
Yeah, it's literally 50-50, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is the Douglas Lang Double Barrel Ardbeg Craigie. The Double Barrel range is a minimalist malt blend series combining single malts from just 2 distilleries. This unlikely pairing is an Islay Speyside mashup, bringing together the savoury peat of Ardbeg, hooray, and the sweet softness of Craigie. Nose. The nose carries a burnt toffee character with a charred lemon zest style running to vanilla. Oh, here we go. Palate. The palate opens sweetly with caramel and chocolate before charcoal and barbecue ash quality. Why would you want to drink barbecue ash?
This reminds me of when one New Year I had for whatever reason I worked in a supermarket as well, so I was at uni, and it was like my shift finished on New Year's Eve, and you know that Hogmanay is a big day for us Scots.
Yeah.
But my shift finished at something like 8:00, and I was getting a takeaway for my dinner on the way home from work to go home and then head out, and because I worked at the supermarket on my lunch break, I'd bought a couple of beers, and one of them was the Brewdog Stout.
Right.
And I had that. I opened that to have with my dinner, and as I took my first drink, I thought that somehow I picked up a bottle which had someone had used as an ashtray, because that's all it tasted like. But it was actually just that was how smoky the stout was. That it tasted like ash.
And this is a German name, so again, you have to forgive my pronunciation, but it's a Schlenkler Rauch beer.
Yeah.
And it's a smoked beer, supposedly. It's meant to be named after the guy who invented it.
All right. Could have just
yeah.
been called like, Klaus or something.
They should have just called it crap, and they should have renamed him crap.
Scheisse.
Yeah, because it is crap. Basically, it's yeah. I presume what they do is they empty ashtrays out into some water, give it a good shake, and then pour it into a bottle.
Nice.
It is.
I mean, the Germans do like smoked things, smoked cheese, smoked meat.
But even then, they say it tastes like smoked bacon. But this one just straight up says it tastes like barbecue ash.
Yeah.
Which worries me.
Well, it's got the barbecue sauce drip down on it, so it's
Yeah. Well, these fools go for the barbecue meat. Yeah. You, an intellectual, goes for the barbecue ash. I got a meme in there. Did you notice?
Yeah, I did.
I'm down with
Also, I'd like to point out, if this is written by someone Scottish, there's no way they know what barbecue ash tastes like, because when have we ever had weather good enough for a barbecue?
Maybe that's it. Maybe they think that's the point. They've observed it from a distance and be like, oh, they must eat that.
Yeah. Burning logs, not in the homestead.
and the finish is long and sweetly smoked. Oh, here we go. With chimney soot and a salty licorice character. So if barbecue ash didn't catch your fancy, chimney soot may just be for you.
Well, let's hope that Craig Lackey saved the day. Craig Lackey was actually really close to that. I'm pretty sure it's really close to the cooperage. I'm pretty sure we went past it on the bus.
Hotels up there, isn't it? That does the
blend, the dog, the copper dog.
Yeah, that's quite nice. That.
Yeah, and I think we went past Craig Lackey Distillery when we were travelling when we got the bus to Dufftown from.
If they managed to save the day with this, then we definitely go visit him and thank him.
Yeah. Here they come to save the day.
Craig Lackey.
Remember what that comes from, but
oh shit. Oh, sorry.
You didn't finish the word. It's fine.
Yes.
It's like when they abbreviate the when they blank out on YouTube, the family-friendly channels blank out just the vowels of a swear word, and you're like, that doesn't stop me hearing what the swear word is.
I saw someone and the blanked out the ing.
I'd seen that, yeah.
But left over a bit, and he's just like, I feel like you missed the point here, mate. Yeah. It's just that smell, that peaty, that peaty smell.
Yep.
Basically, the smell of death. Yeah,
because that's what peat is. Dead.
I just know I'm not going to enjoy this. This is the thing.
Yeah, this. It has quite the.
Yeah, that just smells of peat.
Yeah.
A smoke. It smells of smoke.
It's like smoky heather.
It seems like taste is like 60% smell.
Hold your nose.
Yeah. Okay.
Not as if the smells can come up through your mouth. Or anything. Not like your sinuses are all connected and stuff.
That's not actually as bad as I expected.
That handles the peat very well.
Wait.
It's very salty at the back.
It's building up.
That was a proper Isla salt slap at the end.
That's not too bad.
Also, by the way, here's some seaweed.
That's not too bad. I mean, it's still like, I would not buy it.
You know what the issue is? It's in my mustache, and so it tastes like I've got salt water on my mustache.
I get the salt. So I'm gonna put very heavy, smoky smell. I don't really. What would you say it leads with?
That barbecue ash comment is not far off.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Barbecue smokiness to begin, and then ends with heavy.
Like drinking seawater at the end.
What did you say it was? Isla.
Yeah.
Sea salt. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a big thing with them, though.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really like Ardbeg a lot. Like, not just the.
It's all the Islas, isn't it? They're famous for.
I think Carlisle is like less salty.
Okay.
It's meant to be like a good entry level. It's
what's
like
Boonhaben? Is that an Isla? Or is that a Highland?
Pretty sure it's an Isla.
Because that's one that's famous for not being peated, isn't it?
Yeah, but it still packs the smokiness, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's an Islay, yeah.
It's quite mad, the number of distilleries on that one island.
Yeah, it's like Isle of Arran used to have loads. It's only got one now, but it used to have. They're ridiculous. Like 70 odd or something.
Mm.
What score would you give that then? Mon ami.
Like 1.5. The salt, like, it would have been fine if it didn't end with that saltiness.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's all right. And then,
Like, if it didn't have that back end, that would be, I'd say, a good introduction to peaty types of whiskey, but
you're ruined by the back end.
Yeah.
Gonna put agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's the amount of time it takes for an IPA to actually deliver any flavour.
Yeah.
This takes to ruin its flavour.
Yeah. Sounds like you've got to clear your palate quite a lot with that one.
Yes.
Okay. Got an interesting one up next.
Just, bottle of battery acid to clean my palate. Yeah, this is going to be an easy read for you, isn't it?
Well, there's a bit. I'm going to read the.
Got to read the name.
There's some other stuff on here that I'll read out. So we've got Compass Box Phenomenology.
Oh, well done.
That was took me a minute to work out what they were doing.
Phenomenon, as Americans say.
Yeah. That is a joke from before my time.
That's from Muppets.
Yeah, but like in the 70s.
Yeah, but we still had Muppets growing up.
Yeah. Okay, so also like I'm pretty sure it was on a Christmas special, so it was rerun all the time. But
yeah.
So the Compass Box Phenomenology, a limited edition designed to be a compelling blend of seemingly dissonant flavour profiles. Nearly 75% Glenlottie and nearly 25% Tamdu, both relatively sweet fruit bombs. The last few fractions come from Highland Park, Talisker, and Carlisle, with their savoury smoky nature a stark contrast, a phenomenon indeed. So I'm imagining there's going to be like a faint hint of smokiness in this one.
Yes. So Glenlottie is a Speyside.
Yep. As is Tamdu.
So is Tamdu, yes.
Talisker and Carlisle are Islay?
Talisker's not, is it? Talisker's like the northernmost one.
Oh no, yeah. Talisker and Highland Park's Orkney and Talisker Shetland, or the other way around, I think.
Talisker's Skye.
Or Skye. And you were Highland Park's either on Orkney or Shetland, right?
I thought. Yeah, so Carlisle is an Islay, as you say, an Islay, and Highland Park is.
What Orkney?
It's been a pain to find. Give me a second. I can't find where it is.
Try the word Wikipedia.
I'm looking. It's on the islands off the top. Is that Orkney?
Yeah, it's Orkney.
Off the top of John O'Groats.
Yeah.
Yeah, near Scarpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
for some reason, Google Maps doesn't come up with the name Orkney when you zoom out. It's just
don't need to know.
And I don't really care about a place, But
yeah, I believe Highland Park is more of a less of a smoky flavour, but obviously still a little bit like Highland Park and Carlisle. I've definitely seen in lists of like introductory peat.
I thought Carlisle was famous for being very peaty, but maybe I'm just getting it backwards.
No, it's like it's an Islay whiskey, so it's obviously peaty, but it's like meant to like hold it well, and they cover the flavors quite well. So, like, it's meant to be one that it's not like hide it. It's not shying away from the peat, but it's also complementary to like how non-peat drinkers would like a whiskey.
Fair enough.
That's what I read about it. I haven't actually had it.
I've had a Compass box before. I've had the Spice Tree.
All right.
And that's quite nice.
Well, so this does have tasting notes, but they're not tasting notes. It says in celebration of the subjectivity of whiskey tasting, Compass Box released this whiskey without any tasting notes or flavour descriptors to invite people to first experience the whiskey without preconception. As you explore this whiskey for yourself, they invite you to describe the phenomena in your own words and ideas. Your experience is your own, personal and subjective. Well, we do that anyway, but it'll be good to not have any preconceptions. We've done this a couple of times with ones that we've bought and such as well, haven't we? So.
Yeah, I definitely get a smoky smell, but I can't tell if that's just from the previous one. I did try and wash my glass out, but...
Did you pour the whole thing out? The whole 10 ml?
No.
There's still loads of smoke in my glass just now. 2 seconds. Try to clear it off, so...
That's unusual.
I'm going to smell it from the bottle.
Yeah, good shout.
My lips still taste like salt.
Yeah, okay, it was the previous one. I don't get any smoke. Get kind of spice.
But it's got like a sort of woody smell.
Have you had a taste yet?
No, I'm just going to pour it in.
I've just had a...
You know what I mean? Like, maybe, is it pine?
Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm trying to think of words. I get like, it's mellow to begin with and it builds up to be quite spicy. I don't know how to describe it. What are your impressions?
It's quite it doesn't have a long finish.
No.
It's hard to get a true indication when you're trying to drink 5 mils of whiskey.
Yeah.
When it doesn't linger for long enough for you to...
But I didn't really get anything beyond the spice. Not that that was bad. It was tasty. But... yeah, I wouldn't say... it wasn't sweet. It wasn't earthy.
No, it's just... yeah. Kind of a... what it does well, but it's
I just don't know what it does. How to describe it.
It's just... yeah, it's like...
yeah.
a little bit of a sweet aftertaste.
Yeah, maybe a little hint of toffee, kind of, or like burnt toffee.
Yeah, that's probably the Speyside likely being quite sherried, mixing with the peatiness.
What score would you give that then?
I don't know. I'd probably give this one like a 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Just it doesn't do a lot, but what it does well. That's basically what I would say. It's a lot of words. The final comments are usually shorter than that.
To pick out individual flavours due to abrupt finish.
Yep.
If we had more, if we had a bottle of it to work through, just to play back to,
It's just you finishing bottles.
My reputation. Okay.
Yeah, that one definitely I would have preferred more of.
Yes.
Last week, not so much. Last month, sorry, not so much. Not drinking 125 mils of expensive whiskey, 135 mils every week.
Wow, okay.
What?
That Douglas Lang King of Scots.
Yeah.
£18.
£18?
£18.
For a 70?
Yeah.
Is that like Black Friday or?
No, that's just on Master Malt, £18.
That's decent.
That's very good. tempted to get one. But I
Before
really
Black
enjoy-
Friday ends, that reminds me, I'm just going to, in the background, watch you look up the other prices.
The Nicker is 35.
It's quite funny saying Nicker because like both of our accents have that bit where at the end, if we have an R, we don't really pronounce it.
Yeah. Timorous Beastie is £41.
These are all fairly reasonable.
Yeah. It's going to take a while to type the Boutique Whiskey Company one. Blend for 6-year-old, is £48.
Sorry, what was that?
The Boutique Whiskey Company was £48.
Okay. Pardon me.
Full barrel, depending on the year, ranges from about 37 to about 49.
49?
Ranges from 37 to 49 depending on the batch.
Well, fair enough.
The Compass Box Phenomenology
Phenomenology.
is £150.
150?
150.
That seems a bit much.
Well, I mean, we didn't get to taste it that much, but yeah, to say that I can't get over that King of Scots is 18 quid.
Nope.
So there's a King of Scots extra old from the 1970s. It's 180.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's not what was in there because that would have been a 6 dram.
Yeah, and also it's one bottle from a private collection.
Yeah. I mean, the 6 dram, for anyone also who doesn't know the Dram Team setup, since we didn't really introduce it too much at the start, they give you 5 25 mils, and then a 6 dram is it's only a 10 mil, but it's of a more expensive, rarer whiskey. So you get to try something that you probably wouldn't have much of a chance to try elsewhere. It's always good.
Yeah, like I say, on Amazon, that King of Scots is £19. That's really nice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I really like that, to be honest. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on here now about to buy that Teeling, so
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm just ordering it now.
might as well buy 2 things whilst I'm here.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a good place to end the first podcast.
Yeah, since we've both started getting distracted by spending money on whiskey.
Exactly.
Next week. No.
Oh yeah, I introduced this week. This will be a monthly / ad hoc podcast, depending on.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just going to be roundabout whenever we get round to drinking our Dram Team ones, and then.
Yeah, if anyone of us gets anything special, maybe.
Yeah.
Or if we go up to a visit to Speyside again.
Yeah. Which
but yeah,
it's pretty likely, probably.
Yeah, at some point. Hopefully that was interesting for the people listening. I certainly enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, it was good.
Even the peaty ones.
Even the peaty ones.
All right.
Not actually even the peaty ones. That salt at the end of it was just stupid.
Yeah, it was a bit strong.
Okay.
Yep. And so end the first first podcast for WhiskAYE.